Hi there, I'm Raleigh Brown. This is Curve Flattening Concert number 552. And I welcome you aboard. It's a beautiful day here in southeast Pennsylvania. We could begin by a little bit of cloinking. So, for those of you, unlike me, who had decent fathers, happy Father's Day to you all. And for all of us, here's to good coffee and good music and community and a very nicely good dog right now. And good guitars, good guitars. So today's good guitar, let me say hi to some people first. Give people time to get in. Keith Shaw is on YouTube and on Facebook. And I think some people do that because on YouTube you could watch it on your TV set, and on Facebook you can comment. So there you go. Steve Edelman and Rhonda Scott Merrick and Ken Nashif and Oreo and Deb Levy Clark. And yes, Deb, I will do that tune. And Mike Verbick is here, and Heidi McClure and Jerry Wordman, maybe, out there in Colorado. Michael Tierson, my old friend. Linda Worster. Bob McKenna, they're coming in here. Charlie Bryant and Aretta and Ron. And Tom Maynard, Donna Bergman, Warren and Janelle, Ann Mintz, Brian Kuiper, and Francis Mendenhall. Hi, Francis. And Lori Payne. So hello to you. So today, when I said good guitars, this is a very special guitar. It was built by my late friend Chris Myers, and I've been thinking about it lately because I'm not a big archtop guy. I don't really go crazy over archtops. And for those of you who are not guitarists, when the top of the guitar is arched like this, and usually it'll have F sound holes or smaller sound holes instead of a round hole here. It's called an archtop guitar, at least that's the way they usually refer to them. And hi, Kate Mack and Carol Pred and Pam Zappardino. And Anne probably will have to restart to get the sound back. And Howard Hobbs is here, and Kenny Ulancey and David Arthur Ratcliffe. And Chris Myers was a guy who studied guitar with me in Ohio in like 1972. And then years later, he got in touch with me and told me he was building guitars and he'd like to build me a guitar. And I said okay, even though I'm not an archtop guy. And he was kind of mentored by a famous guitar builder in Boston named Mark Campolone. And this guitar was designed similarly to a guitar by Jimmy D'Acquisto, who's one of the great guitar luthiers of the 20th century. And it was designed to be kind of a combination, have a good acoustic sound, which a lot of archtops are really designed to be played electrically. So they have a good acoustic sound and also have a good electric sound and be a jazz-sounding guitar. Now, I frankly rarely pick this guitar up, but I was contacted by Chris's widow a couple weeks ago because they're having a kind of remembrance of his life up there in Massachusetts, and I can't make it, I'm afraid, but I might record something for them. But I realized that one of the reasons I don't play this guitar very much is because it really needs to be electrified to sound best. And I didn't have an amp that would work, so I bought this really cool little amp that Yamaha makes. You can kind of see it in the background there. And all this sound is coming from that. So I'm going to play you a couple songs on this guitar today. Listen to this, the kind of jazz. Pretty. So I had a couple of requests for jazz tunes this week. One of them was A Nightingale Sang in Berkeley Square, which I think Jay Dusenberry requested. And the other one was Moon River, which Jay Peterson requested, both by Jays. I hadn't thought of that. And so I thought I'd start out with those two on this guitar, and then we'll go to the folk section, the folk and blues and ragtime section of the concert. So this is A Nightingale Sang in Berkeley Square. You see what I'm getting for sound here. I'm going to crank this up just a little bit more. Maybe right there. And we're off, so... A Nightingale Sang in Berkeley Square. And somebody just asked about the guitar on the wall. Let me go back and find that. Somebody said, is that a Martin guitar on the wall? And that is indeed the Felix the Cat model. I'm not sure if you can see. Felix is right down there on the bottom underneath the bridge. That's the white part is his little face. And there are little tiny Felixes all around the sound hole, too. Unfortunately, it needs repairs, and it's not worth paying money to repair it, so it has become a wall hanging. So let me kind of back up here. So Cozy Sheridan's hair, she says, nice haircut. Thank you very much, dear. And Linda Worcester, I said hi to, and Kenny Ulancey, I said hi. Toby Simmons, Jay Peterson, you're just in time for Moon River. And Cozy, I'm assuming you're going to be on Tuesday morning at 10:30. I hope you had a great gig last night. And Brian Kuiper, Toby Simmons, Pam Zappardino, Mike Verbeek, these are, I think I said hi to most of you. John Hubner, my old buddy in Ohio. And yep, that's about it for now. And let me see here. So next up was going to be... That's Moon River, and we're going to take a second here. I'm going to do this. We have to do a little unplugging so the batteries don't go bad. And we're going to take the Myers arch top, put it back on its stand. Don't go away. I'm back. And now you have to kind of readjust and recalibrate to the more subtle and beautiful sound of the acoustic guitar. you have it. Let me do a little catching up here. Michael Miller's here, and Dave Van Allen, and Bunny Barnes, and Judy Space. Judy, who's I talking? I was talking with somebody about you the other day, and I can't remember who it was. Somebody who used to hang out at Godfrey's, though. And Charlie Koch is on here too, in his own way, even though Cozy is probably in the same room or similarly. Rich Fowler, hi Rich, and and Jay Peterson can go hear Moon River, which he requested, later on when it's just on the video. So I'm going to get a little bit of coffee here and do another song, and then we'll do announcements, and then more songs. Who knows? So this one is my request. And one of the things about, since I have, as you know, I have quit doing Monday concerts, which means I only do one concert during the week and one concert on Sunday. So, 4 songs, I'll do whatever I like to do. Well, I've been out walking. I don't do that much talking these days. These days I seem to think a lot about the things that I forgot to do for you. And all of the time I had the chance to. I had a lover. I don't believe I'll risk another these days. Some of these days. And if I seem to be afraid to live the life that I have made in song, well, it's just that I've been losing for so long. And I'll stop my rambling. I don't do that much gambling these days. These days I seem to think about how all the changes came about my way. And I wonder if I'll see another highway. I'll stop my dreaming. I don't do that much scheming these days. These days I sit on cornerstones, count the time in quarter tones to 10. Don't confront me with my failure. I've not forgotten them. Days by Jackson Browne, the updated version, which he's been singing in these later years. I think the early lyrics no longer seemed to apply to him. And I have a feeling he wrote that verse about, I wonder if I'll see another highway at the start of the pandemic. We were all thinking that for a while. So let me do some announcements. So, of course, there is a PayPal link there if you'd like to donate to the Charlie the Dog Veterinary and Educational Fund. Charlie is being an extremely good boy today. He's over there. He doesn't like to look straight into the camera, but he's there and maintaining a kind of low profile, which is really the best thing Charlie can do for his old dad on concert day. And so there is that, Venmo or PayPal, always appreciated and never expected, and certainly not required. And then other things. Tonight, if you're in the Philly area, or even if you'd like to hop a jet plane really quickly, I will be playing as the special guest of my friends Girls from Mars. Now, special guest means I will be doing, I'll get to do a couple solo songs each set, and it's great because those guys can sing harmonies with me, and I'll have a bass player, and it's going to be fun. And then, of course, most of it will be Girls from Mars doing their wonderful 3-part harmony versions of swing tunes. They're very kind of creative with that stuff, and they just do a great job. And been at it together for a good 40 years or so, maybe even longer. And Girls from Mars are Wendy Bourne, who lives here in southeast Pennsylvania. They all used to. Annie Patterson, who lives up in Western Mass, and Annie and her husband are the people who put out the kind of the real book of folk music, which is called Rise Up Singing. And they have been a huge service to the folk community by putting out this book with tons of lyrics of popular songs. And Lauren Jansen, who lives out near Santa Fe, and she's one of my fellow dog lovers. And they're all great singers, and they're all great people. There's a lot of laughter when we get together. So that's at Gwynedd Friends Meeting. John Sprouse is home ground. And that's tonight at 7:30, I think we start. But you can look on my page and find the details. Or go to girlsfrommars.com. I think that's their website. If for some reason you just hate swing music and can't make it to Gwynedd, I think there are still some seats available. Ann Mintz can remind us for her concert with house concert with Mayor Niklanish, Maura Niklasik, something like that, and Chris, whose name is suddenly escaping me, who's an old friend of mine. Chris Newman, who's a brilliant guitarist who plays everything you can think of. And they will be at Ann's house. If you're interested in that, Ann Mintz, ANNMINTZ, at mindspring.com. You can email her for info. She said we could fit just a few more people, which is good. So that's those announcements. I don't know if anybody's on tomorrow. If Toby's on here, I think she can tell us because she knows everybody. But I will not be on. Tuesday morning, I believe Cozy and Charlie will be on at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and that's always a joy. And Wednesday, I will be back at 3 p.m. for one of my regular Wednesday concerts. So I think that's all the announcements for now. And now I'm going to put on some picks and play some blues and ragtime. So first, this is a request from Deb Libby Clark, who loves this song. See if I can. Now the woman I love, I stole from my best friend. That joker got lucky, stole her back again. You'd better come on in my kitchen, 'cause it's bound to be raining outside. And the woman I love, she rode that southbound train. She's a married woman, love her just the same. You'd better come on in my kitchen, 'cause it's bound to be raining outside. Now when a woman get in trouble, 'cause no one wants her around, she be looking for a good friend, no one can be found. You'd better come on in my kitchen, 'cause it's bound to be raining outside. All through the spring, all through the fall, just sitting here thinking about my all in all. You better come on in my kitchen, 'cause it's bound to be raining outside. And the woman I love, I stole from my best friend. That joker got lucky, stole her back again. You'd better come on in my kitchen, 'cause it's bound to be raining outside. Come On In My Kitchen from Robert Johnson. I don't think my version resembles his, but it's a great song nonetheless. So next up, I am going to do I'm going to do a Reverend Gary Davis rag that's a nice slow rag. It's stately in its feel, I think. And I just know it as the C rag, key of C. the Sea Rag from the playing of the Reverend Gary Davis. And that too, I took some liberties with that, but that's the way that goes. So it's been lovely having your company here today. Let me see who I may have missed. Owen O'Malley is here, and Charlie Koch, that's a very nice thing to say. I appreciate that. Jim Greco, my old Kent State friend, and I said hi to most of the rest of you, I think. And Gene Galligan is here down in the Outer Banks. And I don't see any other names that I might have missed. But if I missed any of you, I'm sorry. And like that. Thanks, Jeanette. Jeanette Hubner's here. Okay. Bonnie Spoles, too. Hi, Bonnie. So some people slipped in between the cracks here. So one more for you today, and this one comes from the playing of the great Norman Blake. And this song, you know, I'm slowing this song down a little bit. That didn't work well. Let's see if we actually tighten the capo, if it works better. Who knew? And this song it's interesting because it's one of those songs where you can not really hear all the lyrics but still love it because it just has a great feel to it. But in the lyrics, there's a kind of narrator who narrates the verses. And then there's the protagonist or the subject of the song who you hear talking in the choruses. So see if you can pick that up. So the choruses start with "It's a Long Way to the Delta." And this is a song called Ginseng Sullivan by Norman Blake. Well, about 3 miles from the Bechtel yard, on the reverse curve on down, not far south of the town depot, old Sullivan's shack was found, up on the higher ground. And you could see him every day, walking on down the line, with an old brown sack across his back, his long hair down behind, speaking his worried mind. Well, it's a long way to the Delta from the North Georgia hills, and a tow sack full of ginseng won't pay no traveling bills. And I'm too old to ride the rails, to thumb that road alone, so I guess I'll never make it back to home, my muddy water Mississippi Delta home. Well, the winters here, they get too cold. The damp, it makes me ill. You can't dig no roots in the mountainside when the ground's froze hard and still. You gotta stay at the foot of the hill. But next summer when things turn right, the companies will pay high. I make enough money to pay my bills. I'll bid these mountains goodbye. This he said with a sigh. It's a long way to the Delta, to the North Georgia hills, and a tow sack full of ginseng won't pay no traveling bills. And I'm too old to ride the rails, or thumb that road alone. So I guess I'll never make it back to home. My muddy water Mississippi Delta home. My muddy water Mississippi Delta home. Ginseng Sullivan by Norman Blake, and I will hope to see you guys again on Wednesday. Thanks so much for joining me. And we'll just do a little Ginseng Sullivan mantra here. Be happy, be healthy, be brave and be calm. Be kind, it's a snap. And if you get cranky, take a nap. If you get cranky, take a nap. Have a great next few days, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye-bye.